Yes Network.
Hey, Coach, we've talked before about the benefit of finding things to improve upon in a win. That said, without revealing too much game plan wise, what are some correctable things that stood out even in the victory coming out of game one?
Yeah, I think everything's like, I don't want to bring this up again, but things are so new for us. So there's plenty to work on. That is not like a final product at all. We got to win in a tough playoff game, and that was super positive. But at the same time, we can refine all the things we do defensively. Offensively, we're still growing into ourselves and learning to play with one another. So, without getting specific, there is plenty of things, both sides of the ball, that we want to continue to refine. It's almost more about like, what are the ones we want to focus on rather than putting them all in front of the ability and then the shot, allowing them, to improve and refine, but still be instinctive and play the game without being overburdened.
We talked to Nick Claxton, I think it was early in that Boston series, and talked about his area of improvement and playing a little bit more physical and understanding playoff basketball. He talked about he needed to go out and dunk someone before one of those playoff games against Boston. What growth have you seen from him? I know it's a small sample size, but have you seen him take a step forward, and what have you noticed?
Yeah, I thought he played well last game, and he had some good games and some not so good games against Boston, and that's all a part of the process. I don't expect him to play his best game every night out in the playoffs. That's a lot to ask of a young player. That's a lot to ask of anybody. And so, as long as he plays with the right mindset, the right energy, like you said, the physicality and activity, he's going to grow and get better and have an impact on the game, whether it's night to night or down the line. So proud of him, that he's been competitive and active and he's played through mistakes. And, we need him. We need him to play and to play well.
Malika Andrews, ESPN.
Hey, Steve. Quick, first of all, is James going to be in the building tonight?
I believe so. I feel bad. I think so, but I don't want to. I say yes, and then he's not. I'm sure he'll be over there in some wonderful outfit and cheering his teammates on. But don't necessarily don't get mad at me if for whatever reason he's not.
I won't get mad at you, and you guys won't be wearing matching outfits then, I presume. And I know since because you want to so much, who might be starting in place of James? And you said after last game, Mike James playing 30 minutes wasn't necessarily a part of the plan. Could he be a part of the plan tonight?
Yeah, I think Mike's a part of the plan. I'm not going to say he's going to start tonight, if that's okay, but I think Mike is definitely a part of the plan, and he did very well. It's even though we saw the rotations we saw and adjusted in game one after James went out. We're still searching in a sense for what is our rotations and how are we going to adapt this time of year against an elite opponent. It's nice that it worked out, but we're not, under any kind of false confidence if that's just the way it's going to be forevermore. We're still going to have to be willing to adapt and adjust and push different buttons if need be.
Bruce Beck, NBC New York.
Steve, what do you expect from the Bucks in terms of 3-point shooting after their dreadful 6 for 30 in game one?
Yeah, we know they can shoot better for sure. I thought we did a good job defending the 3-point line, so we've got to continue to defend it well. But we definitely know they can shoot better. If they create better shots, they'll make more. And so it's really important for us to not allow them to create really good looks. But we expect them to shoot better, and we expect them to try to create better looks. But that's the game, trying to take things away and try to make it difficult for them. And if they're exceptional, you tip your hat to them, but you want to make it as difficult as possible.
Brian Lewis, New York Post.
Hey, Steve, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask whether any more clarity on a timeline for either Jeff Green or James Harden.
No, nothing new on James. Jeff, I know, is progressing well, and we're hopeful he'll be back soon, but nothing definitive, predictive right now.
Brian Mahoney, Associated Press. Brian, you're muted.
Hey, can you hear me, Steve?
Yeah, gotcha.
Okay, yes. Good, thank you. The internet doesn't work. The bigger the game, the worse the internet. But anyway, Hey, they showed Dirk yesterday at the game in Los Angeles. I think he was at a couple other games in the series. Do you hear much from him about, is he watching the Nets? And does kind of seeing your success, do you think, give him the itch to kind of get back in some capacity besides being a fan?
I don't know that he's ready to jump back in yet. I think he's enjoying this stage with his family and getting that kind of breathing space, from his career. They like to travel with the kids and do some of the things that they're able to do and that are special. And so I wouldn't be surprised if he's back involved at some stage, but I wouldn't predict it's coming now or anytime really soon. But in the future, the guy loves the game and has a lot to offer, and I could definitely see him being involved, but I wouldn't predict, wouldn't put my money on him being back in the short term.
Christian Winfield, New York Daily News.
Hey, Coach, just what goes into becoming a better gang rebounding team over the course of the season? Like, what are some tangible things that you guys worked on to improve in that department?
Just trying to form the habit of going back to the paint and making contact. Not everyone can make contact. You can't have everyone making contact if there's no one to make, if two or three guys are hitting one guy and there's no one else down there, you know what I mean? But at the same time, just gravitating towards the basket, looking to make contact, to hit, to help out, to put two on a body if need be. And that kind of relentless pursuit of the ball is really all it is. I mean, there's not a ton of strategy in it. It's really more about that mentality to come back every possession, to hit, take nothing for granted.
Greg Logan, Newsday.
Steve, you had quite a number of options the other day when Harden went down. You could have gone with Brown or Tyler Johnson or Shamet. What caused you to go with Mike James and then to stick with him?
Just another playmaker. He's kind of the playmaker on our bench. Tyler is a capable ball handler, 3-point shooter, and a physical defender, a great competitor. So we trust him. Landry and Bruce played kind of their normal kind of share, or in the window of their normal share of minutes. Mike, brought us another kind of playmaker, someone that can create. And so we gave him a look, and he played very well in game one.
Last question, Stephen Bondi, New York Daily News.
Hey, Steve, Giannis has that long free throw routine, and he got called for that 10-second violation against Miami. Is that something you're on the refs about, to pay attention to that?
I haven't been. I just really want to focus on our team. I don't know. The whole thing's kind of confusing. Is it a rule? Is it not a rule? Are we calling it? Are we not calling it? But, I think there's more important things. And, you can only focus on so many things. And so that's not necessarily there yet. Now, maybe my tune changes, but right now I haven't thought too much about it.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you, guys.